Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another two-gun action challenge match series on InRangeTV. We are doing pretty modern guns today, and I think by this point you've probably seen this rifle explained, but we're actually filming this before this rifle is totally complete, so I don't have a bipod on it yet.
You also don't have an ambidextrous mag release.
Right, yeah.
Which are two things to finish the project.
Yep, but everything else is here, and I'm really excited about this, and I want to try running it through the two-gun match. Carl has also chosen to bring his very favoritist gun ever.
Most favorite ever. We borrowed this for a mud test. That's already been published by now, so you've already seen that, hopefully, as well as a discussion about what it took to clean this thing, which is another video. But since we borrowed it and I had to return it today, I figured, well, this is an opportunity to legitimately put an X95 through the two-gun match. Don't get these all the time. Guy loaned it to us.
I kind of suspect you're not going to be going out and buying one to have yourself.
I'm coming into this with a bias because I already don't care for it, but at the same time, this kind of tells you the truth about how we approach the two-gun action challenge match, and that I am bringing out a gun that I already knowingly know that I'm not a fan of. But I'm going to see what I can do with it today on the clock to see how much of that is bias versus something on the clock.
Right.
So it's a test.
Because if it really does hinder you, then this might be my opportunity to win the entire match.
I think this is actually the
first time.
This is the most legitimately. This is probably your best chance, and let me tell you why. You've got what we've turned into a fantastic rifle. This thing is point, aim, shoot, hit. It really is. This project is turning out to be better than we expected it to be. I know you guys, there's a lot of fans out there of these things, but I'm going to tell you, it's not just the Tavor. I'm having a hard time conceptually with the bullpup in general. The balance is weird, it's awkward, the manual of arms is different. I just don't like the concept. Now, I had an FS2000 that I shot for a long time, and I kind of warmed up to that, but even that I eventually got rid of it.
Yep.
And this is reminding me of some of those things, and it has some better qualities and some worse qualities than the FS2000 ever did. So we'll find out how it goes. So we've got 4 stages today. Yep. And we're going to see what happens when we put what is really one of the most modern bullpups on the market against what is, in my opinion, technologically speaking, the most modern AR now on the market.
Yeah. All right, let's get to it.
Let's do it. All right, this is our stage 1. Technically stage 3 at the match, but for us, it's the first stage of the day. Scenario, you must engage multiple targets through the conduits from different ranges. Start, standing at the start box, which is actually a cone. Rifle loaded and held at low ready. At signal, shooter will engage targets 1 and 2, which are the 2 on the left. Through conduit A, which is the 1 on the left, from behind the fault line, which is the stick on the ground, with 1 hit each. Then engage targets 3 and 4 on the right from conduit B, which is the target on the right, from behind the fault line with 1 hit each. Shooter will then advance to the conduits A and B, and from both A and B will engage all 4 targets from A and B. Anything less than 12 hits will be scored as a miss.
You have any marking tape?
I'm sure you understand the course of fire. I don't think you designed it.
Oh, no, I do, but I did not design it. Okay. Hear me? No. I've run it in combat. Okay, I've actually put it on people.
Low ready.
Cover the entire thing with a piece of tape.
Shoot ready.
Your bloom will go away. You get the first top line. And then correct. You don't have that bloom section. It's a circle dot. I actually run it.
That wasn't a good start. No. And a drop mag penalty.
Shooter ready?
Yep.
Oops. Oops. That was stupid.
Training mistake, honestly.
Yep. Always try and pull the mag out after you put it in.
I just went through a class that we're gonna have a video on that just reiterates that. But the reality is, any gun, especially when you're putting a magazine on a closed bolt,
yes.
slam it hard, then tug on it.
Right.
It should be seated very firmly, but then you need to tug on it to make sure it's actually retained.
Yep.
Don't do that with an open bolt, because when the bolt's held open, if you slam it hard, actual rounds can actually jump out of the mag.
Or the mag can override the catch and really mess
So on an
it.
open bolt, you just seat it. But on a closed bolt, slam it hard, tug on it, and you didn't do that.
Nope.
And you had the quintessential Mars attacks, run up, mag fell out.
Die, you alien shithead! I surrender!
That's gonna look, I'm sure that looks fantastic on video.
You've dropped mags twice now. It happened on an AK once too.
Yeah,
But
that was a weird one.
You bumped that.
Yeah.
But that
What makes me happy though is my raw time was 50 seconds, including an oopsie stupid. I think I actually could have run that faster than you. If
Maybe.
I hadn't goofed it up.
Yeah.
Now I did also take a 10-second penalty, which is, I don't know if that's a standard penalty at a lot of other matches.
It isn't, but it is here.
It is here. 10 seconds for leaving gear behind.
Yep.
So if I'd had the presence of mind to notice that it fell out and pick it up and take it with me, I wouldn't have had that penalty, but I wasn't even thinking about it, so.
So in summary, your raw time was 50 seconds.
Yep.
50 point something.
Yeah.
But because you left the mag behind. Now, by the way, how that works is magazines that have ammunition in it,
Right, empty mag or a mag that's malfunctioned.
those can
That
be
doesn't
left
apply.
behind. But a magazine just left behind with rounds in it will cost you 10 seconds at this match.
And it's there specifically to address things like what I did. It is a penalty for stupid.
It is that. It's
Also applies to poor magazine pouches.
it does. It
You
also
go running down the range and all your gear flies off.
which we've seen. It also applies to super duper duper gamers.
Okay.
We've seen guys that'll come out here and they will fire 3 rounds, shed a mag, fire 3 rounds, shed a mag, fire 3 rounds, shed a mag. Well, that's great if you've got 78 mags. In the real world, we don't believe you have 78 mags. Therefore, shedding mags every 3 rounds is not realistic. So there's multiple reasons for that penalty.
Yep.
So you had a 50-second run, but with plus 10 seconds, puts you at 60.
Now, aside from that issue, the 2.5 power scope on those targets, I really like that. It was nice. The concept here was I wanted just enough magnification to help identify targets, but not so much that it closes my field of view down. And I had absolutely no trouble transitioning between targets.
I think we're going to find a sweet spot here in that you got a wide field of view, but you've got the ability to just get a little bit better set picture at range.
Yep, exactly.
It'll really prove itself to be the hard as hell.
Yep.
Now, the Tavor, I still don't like the Tavor. However, I turned in a pretty good time.
Yeah, you did.
I ran that at 45 seconds clean, and there was another guy out here with essentially a match grade 3-gun AR, and he shot it in 50 seconds as well. So you and him have similar raw times.
Yeah.
So take that into account. Right there is your metric.
There you go.
However, with the Tavor, I somehow squeaked out an extra 5 seconds. So
Well,
we'll see how it goes for the rest of the match.
I have a nice position of stress to work from. I've got a 15-second deficit to make up now if I want to take you on the match.
Anything can happen.
Oh, absolutely. You
That-
could have the same thing happen that I just
That
had.
is not over. We got 3 stages left. Nothing's over until it's over.
All right, let's move on to number 2.